All right, Royal here with Clearest. We're at the ABA conference in Salt Lake City, and right now I've got Ron from BASF, and we're going to be talking about some really cool new innovative products they have. So, Ron, let's talk about what you got in your hands right here.
Yeah, thanks, Royal. So BASF is a large chemistry manufacturer, and we have partnered with a company named Barricade Building Products and Permar Products to develop a 5-in-1 insulation. So you pick up your thermal value, your air barrier, your vapor barrier, your structural, and your bulk water mitigation with this product right here. Has your structural sheathing, BASF foam, and it actually covers the corner. It's available in sheets as well as the corner, and it wraps around to help mitigate air leak.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah. You told me you guys just brought the corners versus a full sheet with to the show with you
Correct.
today. Now these sheets, you said they come in basically a 65-inch width, so that allows enough width to wrap the corner and affix to two studs in both directions, which is great. I mean, especially from an engineering standpoint, that really ties the corner, wraps the corner nice, and also provides you that full continuous insulation where the corners in a properly framed 2 or 3 stud corner has been a blight in framing and the energy code for quite a while. So it's nice to see a product come out to provide something like this.
Yes, sir.
So,
Very true. It's a simple, cost effective, and a system approach.
and for some of you that aren't familiar with Barricade but maybe have heard of Zip, Barricade and Zip are kind of they serve a very similar purpose, but they're actually a very different type of material. And it's really Barricade. I'm really liking what they're bringing out and what they're doing in the industry, and I think they're going to be a real competitor with the Zip system. So this is awesome to see something so innovative coming out and them all partnering together to bring out something so great. So you also got some other
Yeah,
mock-ups here. So let's kind
sure.
of dive into those.
So a few years ago, BASF also patented a high performance plus wall system. So picture virtually eliminating a lot of the structural members as well as the sheathing to allow for continuous insulation and closed cell spray foam,
Okay.
basically creating a monolithic wall system for new construction.
That's really awesome. That's really awesome. So that in like you stated, that's basically an alternative to OSB sheathing. So in areas where maybe we have a system that could meet prescriptive path and we don't have super high shear areas, this is something that would meet all the requirements we need to meet. And we're talking about a 2x4 24-inch on center wall system with equivalent capacities. So that's really nice to see.
And then here we have examples of our customers' product. One of their products is a thermal type product. So it combines the ASF insulation technology with a weather resistant barrier, a true commercial grade weather resistant barrier on the sheets.
Mhm.
So saving time, saving steps, saving headaches. We can combine that continuous insulation into a system. They also make a thermal duct system
Okay.
to mitigate heat transfer through the window and basically insulate the window system.
Nice. That thermal transfer and to explain that a little more, you typically have a much more built up stud area around the window system. So to provide an extra insulation system and to provide a thermal break either from an aluminum or a vinyl window system to the wood, again, reduces that thermal pass through a lot where it's an unrated system. We're not able to really check where a window system, we can give that a U rating. We can give that an R rating, but how it's properly installed and how it's insulated around that perimeter is very key. So that's an awesome addition to this.
Correct. It solves a lot of issues too with your transition. It can be used with fluid applied liquids and flashings to seal it off.
And I'm a huge fan of the fluid applied flashings, especially me being I've worked a lot in coastal communities and respectively those tapes as things shift either from just overall settling and moving of the home, the tapes get minor tears, they get minor separations, their overall durability starts to wear, especially in the salt water. So seeing a fluid applied flashing system is always something I like to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. Indeed.
So awesome. And then you got just basically back here, this is a more complete system showing we've got
Yep.
with an actual window mock up into it.
Yep. So
And
same system, just with a window display in it, shows the whole complete system with the continuous insulation, with the thermal buck, with the liquid applied flashing
That's
all
awesome.
installed.
That's
It's a
awesome.
true system.
That's awesome. All right. And then last but not least, we got some ICF over here. So this stuff is awesome. And actually, what I really like about your guys' ICF, there's a lot of variances in ICF systems. I really like your guys's. And one of the big key things about your guys's versus a lot of others is actually the actual foam product itself isn't all just urethane foam. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So BASF is one of the leaders in the sustainability game for construction products. And we actually take our chemistry, does use fossil fuels combined with biomass to create an insulated concrete form for construction. It can be used for residential and light commercial applications. And it's basically the Lego brick system of construction, but using foam and then pouring concrete into the center. The benefits are ultra durability, ultra sustainability. It's great for coastal areas as well as areas where you need extra insulation inside and out.
That's awesome. The using of the biomass is really key, and you're supplementing that into other more common, what tried and true methods. Something we always constantly see is, oh, our product is 100% this and 100% that. And those products don't really last on the market for long, either due to a failure because it's not a tried and true system, or just actually being able to source the materials at an efficient price point. BASF has been around a very long time. This process and the use of the biomass as a binder has been, you guys have been using for a long time without issue. And I'm really like seeing this use into more and more products. So really appreciate your time today, Ron, showing me your stuff, and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Royal.